You're probably wondering, why in the world is he doing a video on how to install mud flaps? Isn't it easy? Well, don't let these looks fool you. I am no carologist. I know about object-oriented programming. I know about databases, multi-relational tables, servers. I could do all that. But when it comes to cars, I guess you could say I know enough to do damage, literally. So that's why I'm doing this video. It seems easy enough, but I just wanted to share with you the installation experience that I went through. So I hope you enjoyed this video and laugh at me. What's going on, everyone? My name is Sherwin, and in this video we are in front of the Model Y Studios, and we have some good weather lately here in California, Southern California, and my mud flaps are falling down. Anyway, that is what this video is going to be about. Because we have some good weather, I'm going to go ahead and install the mud flaps that some of you viewers have recommended and suggested. It is the jaw jut mud flaps. Now, do you call these mud flaps or mud guards, or what do you guys call it? Let me know in the description below, because I don't know what they're called, but I just call them mud flaps, and that's what the description says. Mud flaps, and they come with 4 pieces, 2 in the front and 2 in the back, and they don't come with any instructions, but I'm sure they're pretty easy to install. They also come with plastic screws and fasteners, and there's labels on the mud flaps themselves, where the front ones, I believe, let me go grab it. So the front ones have labels RH and LH for right hand and left hand, and the back ones have like rear left and rear right, LR or RL and RR or something like that. So let's go and figure this out. Okay, so what we have here is the right hand front RH, and looks like there is a clip, 2 clips here and 2 holes there, which should line up to these holes there, and these should fasten on the side. Looks pretty straightforward. I wonder if I'm supposed to like tuck it in or install it like this, or do I remove those and move the flap forward? Although I don't think I could, because this is inside here. I'll probably have to do more work, but let's go and figure this out. But you just have to pop those out and use the screws that it comes with. So these are the stock Tesla ones, and these are the ones that came with the mud flaps. As you can see, they're a little taller because we are adding a piece to the car, so it needs to be a little longer. So what I'm doing is I'm putting in one of the screws first. That way I can move it around and line it up. And that way I could also move it in such a way that these clips or clamps, I can maneuver it so that it could grab this part of the car. Alright, everything is all good in there now. It's pretty sturdy in there. So that's one. And now we're gonna work on the back. So the back also has 2 screws and a clip, but I'm not really sure what this part is, this flap. So might have to remove the foam area, and maybe there's a hidden clip in there or something, so we'll check it out. Okay, my mistake. You don't need to remove that 3rd one. So this flap, I felt it as I was going under. There's a screw down here that will attach to it. So that's where you actually put the flap of the flap. And it comes with a wrench. So for this one, what I ended up doing is putting the fastener here first, not the screw, but the fastener, or I don't know what you want to call that thing, but the one with the hole. And then line up the sides where the clips are, and then work your way into putting the actual screw here, and then the next hole, and then screwing the bottom in. But make sure they're lined up before tightening them in, so you don't have any issues pulling them out. Okay, so the back one is a little bit more work. And the screws were a little hard to pop in because there's not that much room for leverage to just push it in. But I was able to eventually do it, but it's not as it's not hanging on there. See, I don't know if you can see that. See, so I don't know if it's lined up correctly, but I mean, it seems like it is. And the bottom, that's what it looks like at the bottom. So should hold in place. That screw right there should hold it in place. But I'm gonna see what the other side looks like, if it's like this, or am I supposed to put an adhesive there? Not really sure, but okay. So the left one seems to fit a little better, but again, it's like hard to push those I guess thumb screws, or whatever those guys are. And so one of the things that I've done, at least with the outer one, is use the hammer and kind of pushed it this way, you know, in an angle. So just be careful not to damage your tire. But that far one is hard, but I was able to do a little bit with a piece of wood like this, and just push it. Just make sure the wood doesn't have any nails, but I'm gonna keep working. But man, this thing is hard to push in. All right, so man, this one was hard. The rear ones are hard, and I don't think see how it comes off a little bit. So if you guys have this actual mud flap or other mud flaps, is this normal for it to just pop out like that? Because I don't know, am I like missing an adhesive? I didn't see anything in the package. So should I put some adhesive on it? But yeah, and the screw or the bolt, I keep saying screw, but underneath the bolt was hard to remove. It was really tight in there, and I think it was screwed in like in an awkward angle. So because now as I was tightening it, it's a lot easier. But yeah, I'm not sure if this is normal, so let me know. All right, so this is what it looks like from the bottom, underneath, from the back. There's that bolt. Everything's all good, hopefully. Now I got one more side to do, or one more, just the front left. Okay, so that took longer than anticipated or expected, but I got it done. The rear ones are really tough. Now it does come with two different length of like screws and stuff. So I was using the longer ones, thinking, or the longest ones, thinking that that's the one that would work. But the last mud flap I used the medium one. So the shortest ones are the ones that come stock with the Model Y. Then you have the next longer one that comes with the flaps, and then they got the really long ones, and that's the one that I was using. So I thought that's the one that I was supposed to use, because it does add some thickness. But I guess, well, the front ones, when using the long ones, the longest ones fit okay, but the rear ones were really tough. And then the last front one that I did, I used the medium sized ones, and they went in a lot simpler. So I don't know if just the front ones are just easier than the back ones, but it was really tough. But it is doable. I'm not good with cars and stuff, but I was able to do it. So hopefully they hang on. It's just the rear ones come loose, like the fasteners on the sides that's supposed to like clip on to the, I don't know what it's called, but I shown you in the video that it just comes off. But there's three holding it in, like 2 screws and a bolt underneath holding it in the rear, so it should be okay. I'll just keep checking on it, I guess. But man, that's something I don't want to have to keep doing, thinking that it might fall off. But yeah, let me know, for those who installed the mud flaps, if you're experiencing something similar and should I be concerned about it. Please do share. But yeah, there we go. Found time and good weather to install these flaps. So I've been driving around for about a week or so now, and it's pretty, the clearance is low. I think these mud flaps are pretty long, although I have the Performance Model Y, so it is about an inch lower than your standard long range Model Ys. And driving it for a couple hundred miles, probably even more than a couple hundred miles, the clips still come loose, but they're pretty sturdy. Like they're on there pretty tight. So the back ones are held by 2 of the screws and 1 bolt underneath each mud flap. And then the fronts, even though the clips do come loose a little bit, they're in there. They're really in there. So my friend Chicha has a Model 3 long range. He also has mud flaps, different ones. I'm not sure which brand, but I did share with him about the clips, and he said even his come loose. So I guess they're normal. If you have mud flaps in your Tesla, I mean, or any other car, are those, that part of the mud flap come loose that I mentioned in the video? Are they that loose? Is it normal? I don't know. Please share. Let me know. One thing I can say is I should have done this mod sooner. They really do look nice. I love them. It makes the car look different. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but if you don't have mud flaps, please check them out. Look into it. They make the car look nicer, and it does have some functionality. So because they turned out really great, I think I'm gonna do Abby's Model X. I'm gonna look to see if they actually have one for Model X's. So hopefully you liked this video. I hope you had fun laughing at me. Shout out to Erwin, because he told me I could have turned the wheels in the front. Duh. You see, I'm no carologist, but I didn't really need to, because the front ones were actually really easier to install than the rear ones. The rear ones were just a pain, but I was able to get through it. So if you liked the video, like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.